So here you are, Chrome Music Lab. You want to use this in your classroom. How can you use it in a class or with a classroom? Well, music is just fun. That's number one. Music is math, if you didn't know that. Then there are some experiments here that are more related to science, like watching sound waves and what have you. So there's lots of different ways. Think out of the box. Lots of things you can do. There are a lot of experiments here. We're on the experiments tab. If I want to know about the experiments, it explains it a little bit. Okay, so you can just go through those links. Experiments are about. We have different cards, I'm going to call these. These are the different labs. Okay, and within each lab, you're going to have more information that you can get about it. You can also play within it. So let's play with this one, rhythm. When it opens up, give it a minute. When the labs open up, when the experiments open up, it has settings. Everyone will be different. So I always look for the question mark, click on that, and it gives me an idea of what I'm going to be doing. And then I look for arrows that go to the left or the right, because that means there's more. I look for the play button, okay, because when you hit the play button, something's going to start happening. You also look for dots, okay, so wherever there's dots or squares, you can probably do something to it. You can manipulate this experiment. So I'm going to do that right now, and as soon as I do, it's going to start playing. So you hear the triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to hit the play button. Then it's going to play this whole song right here. I have just created a song. And while it's playing, I can manipulate it further. So you're teaching patterns, if nothing else. I have this arrow that goes to the right, so I know there's more. Here's another little characters. They have their instruments. Notice the dots. They're orange. If I deselect those and select this line up here, notice the color. It's yellow, and so is the cymbal. This is the snare down here, and it's blue. So you hear those being added as I'm clicking on them, and then you will also hear the bass as I click those dots. And when I want to play, okay, again, you can take away the noise or put more in if you wish. Go to the next one. I kind of like this guy. Okay, and then there's this one as well. You could spend all day doing this. It's really fun. Another one I want to show you is arpeggios. You got this question mark, you click on it, you learn more about it. We have this bright color wheel with a play button inside of it. We've got these lines up here. Remember, this is arpeggio. Okay, we've also got arrows that go to the right and eventually to the left. We've got a harp, which turns into a piano. So right now the harp is enabled. Now the piano is. Okay, and we have a metronome, or the speed of what we're going to be doing. That's a controller. You can control that. Okay, now let's go ahead and play some arpeggios. This is the G. Pretty cool, huh? We're going to go to the next one. This is a different arpeggio. And yet another one. Now if I wanted to speed that up, I'm going to hit the metronome. It's still playing. Okay. But when I go to the next one, that might be a little too fast. Or maybe it's great. So as things are playing, you can manipulate the experiments. Here's a little guy right here. This is pretty cool. Could be for science. Oscillator type is square, and the frequency is 440. This one you have to stretch them up or down. Here's another guy. And it does have a different sound. Okay, and they all, you know, oscillator type is sine, What was this one over here? The triangle. So maybe sawtooth. You've got the frequency values. All kinds of different things you can do. Science for sure. And then we've got spectrogram. Okay, so when you open this, you've got buttons down at the bottom, and what's supposed to happen, and sometimes it needs to load, it needs to fully load, so you might need to wait a few seconds, because when you hit one of these buttons, something should happen. There we go. This little hand here. Kind of like the oscillators. This one also has a microphone, so that you can actually look at the tone of your voice. What does it sound like when I'm doing this? So the song maker is really cool because you can make your own songs. You have to wait for it to download. Let's look at the settings first, because you can change the scale, you can change the length from 4 bars to 8 bars to 6, however many you want, the beats per minute, the splits, the octaves, everything. So get all this set, and then remember all those little dots that we selected before? It kind of works the same way. You have different tools here. So let's just leave it as marimba. Whoops. And again, you can click on and off, and I know you can hear that, right? So I'm going to hit play. So once it hits the end of the bar, it will repeat. So I could come down here and put in some stuff. You hear that overlay because I'm hitting these notes while these are playing. And yes, you can create chords. So this is just a bunch of nonsense. And while you're doing it, you can change the instrument. So, and here's the tempo, right? Now, I'm going to stop this. You can save it at this point. You'll get a link. Save this link, copy it, and then you can come back by just pasting the link up into your address bar, and then you can work on your song again. So that's it about Chrome Music Lab. It's a lot of fun. Use it.